Welcome back to United Vision, your ultimate source for Manchester United news, analysis and transfer scoops. Today, we've got drama off the pitch. Grimsby Town's shock Carabao Cup win over United is under serious scrutiny after fielding an ineligible player. Pundits are calling for Grimsby to be kicked out of the competition, and the verdict has fans fuming. Before we get into the details, smash that subscribe button and join the United Vision family so you never miss the latest from Old Trafford. Manchester United get new Carabao Cup verdict as calls to kick Grimsby out of competition intensify. Grimsby Town have been fined for fielding an ineligible player in their Carabao Cup second-round match with Manchester United, but they have not been barred from the competition. Cundy has joined the growing list of pundits calling for Grimsby Town to be thrown out of the Carabao Cup following their use of an ineligible player in their remarkable victory over Manchester United. Although he believes the Red Devils shouldn't be handed a reprieve. Grimsby supporters celebrated what many consider the finest night in their club's recent memory, as they stunned the Premier League giants, eventually winning 12-11 on penalties after letting a 2-goal slip in 90 minutes. However, an administrative error involving Clarke Oduor has cast a shadow over the Mariners' achievement. Instead of being kicked out of the competition, they have been handed a financial penalty and allowed to continue into the third round, where they will face Sheffield Wednesday. Darren has already voiced his opinion that Grimsby should be eliminated from the tournament, maintaining that if Oduor contributed to ending United's campaign, appropriate punishment must be imposed. The former England forward commented, "You have to question Grimsby's place in the competition." Cundy has now taken a similar stance, maintaining that the rules must be upheld, though United shouldn't be offered another opportunity, with Sheffield Wednesday instead progressing directly. He told TalkSport, "First off, if you break the rules like that, I don't see how Grimsby can be in the competition. I genuinely don't." It sounds harsh, but if that had happened the other way round, would we say, "No, it's fine, £20,000 fine for Manut"? Are we now judging it by the club? They broke the rules. I'm sorry, you have to leave the competition. I don't think Man UTD should get in either, by the way. They got knocked out. What should happen now? Whoever they're facing, they should get a bye. Grimsby should not be in the competition. If there's a law, it should be the same for everyone. He added, "Sorry, this sounds very harsh, but there's laws and rules for a reason, and if you break those, the punishment has to be. We've just seen what happened with Crystal Palace. Oduor had arrived at Grimsby on loan from Bradford City the day before the match. The player made his debut after coming on as a substitute during the second half, though he would miss his spot kick in the penalty shootout, luckily without damaging his new side's prospects. It later emerged that his registration had been completed just 1 minute after the mandatory 12 p.m. deadline on August 26th. In an official statement, the EFL confirmed that Grimsby had voluntarily reported the error, whilst detailing the punishment for the League Two club, a ruling that hasn't received widespread approval. They announced, "The club has since implemented several actions to prevent a similar occurrence in the future. The club will be liable for the suspended sum of £10,000 if they were to again field an ineligible player in any league competition between now and the end of season 2025/26. So United fans, what do you think? Should Grimsby be thrown out of the Carabao Cup for breaking the rules, or is the fine punishment enough? And if they are removed, should United be reinstated, or should Sheffield Wednesday get the bye? Let me know your opinions in the comments. This is one debate that won't cool down anytime soon. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to United Vision, and hit that bell so you're always first with the breaking United updates. Until next time, glory, glory Man United. Meanwhile, in previous news, Manchester United did make transfer proposal to midfielder, but Fabrizio Romano explains why it collapsed. Manchester United will be pleased with their summer transfer business, but many fans will argue Ineos were one midfielder shy from a perfect window. It is not only fans that feel that way either, as Ruben Amorim wanted an athletic midfielder signed this summer. Manchester United did inquire for Carlos Baleba, but Brighton wanted a £115 million fee and made it clear they don't plan on selling until 2026. During pre-season, Amorim spotted a lack of pace in midfield, and that is a weakness that has not been addressed over the summer. However, it was not for a lack of trying. It seems United did make a move for a midfielder on deadline day. Manchester United's loan proposal to Conor Gallagher was rejected. United in Focus spoke exclusively to transfer expert Graham Bailey on deadline day, and he revealed that United inquired about Conor Gallagher during the final days of the transfer window. The Red Devils ended up wrapping up their summer by completing an £18 million deal for Senna Lamens, and no midfielder ended up arriving. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that United made a loan proposal to Gallagher and explained that Atletico Madrid made it clear they have no plans to let the English midfielder leave. Romano explained that Premier League side Crystal Palace also made an inquiry and received the same answer, so United were left empty-handed in their midfield search. Ruben Amorim will have to cope with midfield until 2026. So far this season, Amorim has preferred a midfield combination of Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, hardly a duo that will calm his concerns over a lack of pace. Kobbie Mainoo's request to leave was rejected, with Amorim telling the 20-year-old Carrington graduate that he must fight for his spot. The Portuguese head coach must find a way to give him more minutes this season. The only other natural midfield option available to Amorim is Manuel Ugarte, but he has suffered a slow start to the season. Amorim has suggested that Mount can play in central midfield, but it already feels inevitable that a new midfielder will be a top priority in 2026. United are willing to wait until 2026 for Baleba, and a long-term replacement for Casemiro will be needed, given his contract is due to expire next summer. So United fans, there you have it. Fabrizio Romano confirming the loan proposal for Conor Gallagher and why it fell through, leaving us one midfielder short this summer. Do you think Gallagher would have been the right signing? Or should United keep their powder dry for Carlos Baleba in 2026? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this update, drop a like and make sure to subscribe to United Vision for all the latest news straight from Old Trafford. Until next time. Meanwhile, in other news,
Carlos Baleba, the Brighton star linked heavily with United, could be back on our radar with a rapid meeting lined up. Stick around, because this could be the midfield spark United have been crying out for. And hey, before we dive in, make sure you smash that subscribe button and join the family so you never miss a beat from the theatre of dreams. Manchester United set for rapid Carlos Baleba meeting after personal terms agreement. Manchester United transfer news as Carlos Baleba will meet with Ruben Amorim after United's summer interest. Manchester United will meet Carlos Baleba later this month, just weeks after the Reds inquired about the Brighton and Hove Albion Stars services. During the summer transfer window, United registered an interest in signing the defensive midfielder shortly after completing the signing of Benjamin Sesko. Brighton swiftly informed Ruben Amorim's men that Baleba wasn't for sale, and it wasn't long before United informed their Premier League rivals they would not pursue a move. Their interest is, however, expected to be reignited in the future. The Athletic reported after the transfer window closed that United had agreed personal terms with Baleba over a move to Old Trafford. However, Brighton's £150 million, at the minimum, valuation is said to have put them off. United eventually decided against signing a new midfielder before Monday's deadline, instead bringing goalkeeper Senna Lamens in. Amid speculation over his future, Baleba has remained extremely professional and started all three of Brighton's league games. The midfielder is currently away with Cameroon for their World Cup qualifying double-header against Eswatini and Cape Verde. Upon his arrival in England, the 21-year-old will return to the Brighton squad for a busy September. Fabian Hürzeler's side take on Bournemouth, Tottenham, Chelsea and Wolves in the league, and Barnsley in the Carabao Cup before the next international break. After the October pause in domestic football, United welcome Baleba to Old Trafford on October 25th. the game will see Amorim watch Baleba in action for the first time this season, and comes after a tough trip to rivals Liverpool the week previous. Baleba will have another chance to show United and Amorim what he can do on the final day of the season in May, when the reverse fixture takes place. And there you have it. Carlos Baleba, personal terms already agreed, and now a massive meeting with Amorim on the horizon. Do you think United should go all in on him despite Brighton's sky-high valuation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and hit subscribe with notifications on, so you're always in the loop with United Vision. Until next time, glory, glory, Man United. Meanwhile, in previous news,
Manchester United struck gold on electrifying star worth even more than Baleba. After finishing 15th last season, Manchester United required a major squad overhaul, which they got, well in two specific areas of the team anyway. On deadline day, the Red Devils signed Senna Lammens from Royal Antwerp for a reported fee of £22 million, including add-ons, certainly a big fee for a 23-year-old who has made just 64 senior appearances for the Belgian club. Nevertheless, goalkeeper was certainly a position of need, given Andre Onana's calamitous performance at Grimsby last Wednesday, as they were dumped out of the EFL Cup by fourth-tier opposition for the first time ever, while Altay Bayındır has not covered himself in glory during his 3 Premier League appearances either. This late move aside, the only other new additions to Ruben Amorim's squad have all been attackers, splurging a combined £207 million to sign an entirely new-look front three. However, could one of these forwards ultimately prove to be a bargain, especially when compared to the prime target Man United missed out on? To the surprise of many, Manchester United have not signed a new midfielder this summer, leaving a situation that is a complete mess. Earlier in the window, it was reported that Manchester United had held initial talks with Brighton over the possibility of signing Carlos Baleba, but the Seagulls would only be willing to sell for around the £115 million Chelsea paid to sign Moises Caicedo 2 years ago, which quickly ended this as a possibility. As the Cameroonian international did not arrive at Old Trafford, it would appear likely that Bruno Fernandes, alongside Casemiro, will remain Amorim's first-choice midfield combination, much to the chagrin of Kobbie Mainoo. Having seen 0 minutes during the first 2 Premier League fixtures, he was introduced at half-time against Burnley on Saturday. The England international submitted a loan request last week, but this was unequivocally rejected by the club. Considering Man United's next fixture is away at the Etihad, bringing Mainoo into the team appears to be a no-brainer, given that the 20-year-old has the capabilities to solve a lot of problems, as he did for England during their run to the Euros final. So, perhaps the Red Devils didn't need Baleba after all, not willing to smash their transfer record to secure his signature. But could one of their summer signings prove to be a bargain? At the start of the window, Old Trafford certainly did not appear to be Benjamin Šeško's most likely destination. After RB Leipzig finished 7th in last season's Bundesliga, thereby failing to qualify for any European competition, it was clear that the Slovenian would depart Saxony. Arsenal appeared to be the frontrunners to secure his signature, but partially put off by Leipzig's humongous asking price, elected to sign Viktor Gyökeres instead. Then, as the Alexander Isak saga escalated, Newcastle agreed a fee to sign Šeško before, after the Magpies had done all the legwork, Manchester United swooped in and convinced him to sign for them instead of moving to Tyneside. Upon his arrival, Man United's sporting director Jason Wilcox asserted that the striker possesses a rare combination of electrifying pace and to physically dominate defenders, believing he will fulfill his world-class potential at the club. The final fee paid for Šeško is £66.3 million plus £7.4 million in add-ons, which, even if all met, is still below his estimated transfer value of £108 million, according to the CIS Football Observatory. Meantime, they also believe that Baleba is worth around £75 million, supporting the decision Man United made in not progress any further with that deal, given Brighton's sky-high demands. So, Even though Šeško is yet to get off the mark, time is on his side, considering he's just 22 years old, while he has proven himself to be a reliable goalscorer, bagging 39 across 2 seasons at Leipzig, on top of the 14 he's netted for Slovenia. Thus, while Manchester United have not been particularly smart in the transfer window for a decade and more, they might have just struck gold here, certainly improving their existing options. United fans, did the club make the right call avoiding Baleba and investing in Šeško? Could he be the striker to lead us back to glory? Or is this another gamble that might backfire? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to United Vision for more transfer scoops and tactical deep dives. Meanwhile, in other news,
Manchester United now reach total agreement to sign excellent star. With time ticking by on deadline day, Manchester United have reportedly reached a total agreement to sign one of their top targets just hours before the transfer window slams shut. The Red Devils have already had a busy day on the outgoings front in hope of making room for some much-needed fresh faces. At the death, it looks as though both Jadon Sancho and Antony are set to get their moves to both Aston Villa and Real Betis, freeing up space on United's hefty wage bill as a result. Antony's move will come as a particular relief after Betis responded to earlier reports that they had completed a move for the winger, saying, "There is no agreement for Antony, and we have withdrawn the offer. We can't afford the fee and the amounts that Manchester United must instead pay the player before the transfer." With 2 unwanted stars heading for the exit door, those at Old Trafford have also got to work on players that could arrive in the other direction. And the focus has been on finding a new goalkeeper. The main question has been regarding just who will be arriving to replace Andre Onana. There has been little doubts that the Red Devils would be welcoming a new number 1 after one mistake too many from the former Inter Milan man. It looked as though it would be Emiliano Martinez who arrives at one stage, as Manchester United shifted their focus towards the Argentine. Alas, after a late twist, United have now reportedly reached a total agreement to welcome an alternative option. As reported by The Athletic's David Ornstein, Manchester United have now reached a total agreement to sign Senna Lammens from Royal Antwerp to end a summer-long saga. Agreeing a deal worth €21 million, £18 million, Ruben Amorim is set to get his upgrade on Onana after United chased Lammens over Aston Villa's Martinez. Only time will tell whether they've made the right decision, but the stats certainly make for positive reading. Lammens outperformed Martinez in save percentage, saves, and only kept 1 less clean sheet than the Argentine. Described as a player with excellent variance in his passing by analyst Ben Mattinson, Amorim should finally have a goalkeeper at his disposal capable of building from his backline. And that could make all the difference. The 23-year-old's pending arrival is a major step in the right direction for Manchester United's goalkeeper department, and Amorim's squad, following investment this summer, must simply now kick on after the international break. Meanwhile, Real Madrid, one step away from signing Manchester United star in bombshell deadline day transfer. Real Madrid are now one step away from completing the signing of Man United midfielder Kobbie Mainoo on deadline day, according to reports. Red Devils boss Ruben Amorim made it clear in pre-season that Mainoo would be fighting it out with Bruno Fernandes for a role in the team this season. Fernandes, who is Man United captain, seems almost impossible to usurp, and former Rangers striker Ali McCoist thinks Amorim's demands of Mainoo are bizarre. McCoist told TNT Sports, It's bizarre. I don't understand what's going on with Kobbie Mainoo, because you'd think that the way Manchester United are, he would be good enough to get into that team. And there are now rumours that Mainoo wants out, with transfer expert Fabrizio Romano revealing last week that the England international has made it clear that he wants to leave on loan. Romano wrote on X, "Kobbie Mainoo makes clear to Man United that he wants to leave the club on loan this summer. The decision has been made, and it's only for a loan move, not for permanent exit. Kobbie wants to play regular football. He doesn't want to leave Man United on permanent deal." And Mainoo's stance was unchanged as of yesterday, with the Daily Mail insisting that he is still determined to leave before the end of the window. Romano gave another update on Sunday. He said on X, "Manchester United keep blocking Kobbie Mainoo's exit on loan, especially after Cunha and Mount injuries. Mainoo insists to go, play and develop, but Man United want to keep him." Despite that, Spanish website Defensa Central claim that Real Madrid are now one step away from signing the Manchester United midfielder before the 7 p.m. deadline. The La Liga outfit are willing to take on Kobbie Mainoo on loan, and the Man United star would be delighted to wear the Real Madrid shirt and play at the Santiago Bernabeu. The report adds, "The summer transfer window is about to close, and Kobbie Mainoo continues to pressure Manchester United to let him go out on loan to a team where he'll have real opportunities and can continue to develop as a player." It is claimed that Real Madrid had to back out of the Mainoo deal earlier in the summer as Dani Ceballos didn't move to Marseille, but now Los Blancos are aware that sooner or later they will need a playmaking midfielder.